Yo, what is going on? It's your boy Kavius, man. We back with another video. We back with another reaction. Today we got unbelievable routes one-on-one, wide receiving DB. Man, we finna get into this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Comment what video you want to see next. Comment with who you want me to react to next. Comment who you always want me to who you want me to react to next. We'll highlight what this and that. We gonna do just that from any sport. Yeah, man. Let's get into the video. Get your popcorn ready because it's gonna be a good one. So yeah, man. Let's get into it.
Watch this move by Pitts. Remember, London's out. They need a tight end to be a receiver. Out and up. Completely fools it. Yeah,
man, I was at that game, man, when all that was going on, man. I was at that Bucks and Falcons game. That was a Thursday night football game. I was there, and it was cold sitting in the stands. It was cold as hell, man. In Tampa, it was cold. But yeah, I was at that game. Kyle Pitts was doing his thing, but you know I was mad, but I can't be mad because that's a Florida boy, man. So that's what he was doing that at Florida. So it was like, man, I already expect that. But oh man, let's get into this. Let's go.
The deep part of the field, he evades Reed. Reed's got him, and that little shake just can't stay with the.
Watch this route by Brian Thomas. Watch this. No, I'm going. That is phenomenal.
I'm cracking it down. Watch the outcut, and then the up on Reed. Doesn't get his hands on him. Yeah, it's called a bench route, running toward the bench, or a blaze out. You could see that little stick at the top of the route. Stafford knows it.
First time he's caught a touchdown this year in anything other than the second quarter.
This is a perfect route. He wins at the line of scrimmage.
Concept. Another little post corner, sticks the post move, back to the corner, Reed in coverage. And those are hard throws.
You love to see on first down. Max protection. Saquon goes over to help on Max Crosby, and Devontae Smith just one-on-one.
Just a full speed stem here and then shutting down the engine and coming back to the ball. Just an outstanding route. Golden, who's been a little.
When he came out of Florida, he was the 4th pick overall. This is what people saw. Favorable matchup.
I say you can't. I couldn't even
with that kind of.
But I wasn't even mad.
It's one-on-one. It's going to be a comeback. You run up the field like you're going to run a go route, and then you come back to the ball.
Just stop. He sells the go route, the 9, and then just right here, stop. As soon as Stingley turns his hips to
Rashee Rice on a slant route.
Stafford lining up with Robertson. Nakua on the outbreaker. Not a great
on third, but the one on fourth is really one of the biggest plays of the game.
Just throw the football. Just drop back. You know what the play is. Go through your progressions. We are a
double move on Nixon. Out and up. And Nixon buys it. What a route by Sutton. Perfect into the ground. And then the coverage on the back end, which is why this Denver defense is so hard to deal with. Almost. Could have gotten another 30 yards, but watch. He's going to go guard him right here.
You cannot.
What a route by Musgrave.
Guard, a perfect throw. Adams on that twitchy release, in cut. He clears Angelo. Electric going across the field. Williams on Forbes. Crossing route. Just intercepted here. Otwell motions in. He's running that crossing route, and Robertson feels it. Gets the undercut, and he makes a nice play. Yeah, Big Robertson underneath coverage, and Stafford's got to put that ball out there. Another 3 yards. Adams comes out. So there's a lot of bodies inside, but Stafford sticks it on him so quickly.
Justin Jefferson, this is the second time they've tried this, and it just has not worked. Bland has been all over it perfectly. This one, but this is no contest. You have Jordan Addison just completely zipped them. They cleared the free safety out. And J.J. McCarthy
certainly was. And this one route that he's so good at, just these deep crossers with his speed
here, because all the receivers are hurt. He got some chances, made the most of it. But in the last 3 or 4 weeks, he's had some drops. And this is a huge play for him. He's going up against Bruce
Humphrey and Wiggins and Awuzie, and just was aggressive down the field. Really,
the offensive coordinator, he singled out that he really liked his slot matchups, whether it was Lockett, whether it's Brock Bowers, the all-world young tight end.
And you've got Schultz going to come on underneath on the goal line. Just a high-low combination right here. You see him on the end line.
Ends on the crossing route, one-on-one against DJ Reed, and it's got suction cup for him. Good job, Devontae, getting into the defense. Rock Yassin in coverage.
Work that ball to him. Believe me, Jefferson's going to make 2 or 3 of those plays tonight if you keep
Up at the top, watch this. Took a chance, missed, and then he's able to stack him. Good throw by Kirk Cousins, gets out of bounds.
And the slot to the right moving. Watch Parker Washington. Comes all the way across the formation. The Jets are underneath it.
Go ahead, little sauce right here. Get inside. That's Toho.
That was a nice catch.
Theo Johnson, we said that connection they've had all season long. Jackson Dart likes going to him. Theo Johnson likes to stretch the field.
Keenan Allen just continues to get it done. He's lined up in the slot here, and it's just a quick little out route. Stutter step to release the separation, looking right back into the sun.
And Chase letting him hear about it. He picks up 26.
But Joe Burrow signals to max protection, knowing that now he's only going to have a 3-man route. So the middle of the field is going to be blanketed by the out and up, and just lays it in a beautiful, beautiful spot. Well done.
Just one-on-one with Walls. This is a curl route. I hate curl routes.
I'm excited to see what the Ravens
He's right there
gonna
with
do
that
this
big
year.
body. Brown on the inside on that in cut, and then the post over the top. Durant again with that outside leverage. Goff by Goff. Williams running this deep in route called a dagger route or indigo. Ridiculous play. St. Brown evading the man at the line of scrimmage, then gets into the defense. Not the first window, not the second window, all the way to the third.
So if you see Ricky Pearsall here up at the top of your screen against Marcus Harris in man coverage. But Marcus Harris, if he's out, here's George Kittle here, and it looks like he's running a corner route. And I'm not sure if this was an intentional adjustment. Sometimes, if you're not going to win on the corner route, you can retrade.
This is a great play by Jalen Johnson. This is another well-fitted ball in there. A little bit of back shoulder, but Jerry Jeudy is not able to squeeze it in. You can see it drop right there into the hands of Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, catch those.
Hamilton's had a really good game as that backup corner for the Commanders. Look at the
Bijan Robinson, watch him kind of stalk block like he's selling it, and then he releases upfield. Tight window, but thrown on time.
And now this touchdown here in the slot to A.J. Brown. I think they've checked every box that Nick Sirianni.
to be back in this lineup because his route running and speed is second to none for the Commanders. Look at the way he turns around Dane Belton.
One-on-one, and anytime he sees a one-on-one matchup, he doesn't care if it's Terrell or not. He's going to trust his guy to be able to win.
It's a quarter. They need to throw him just a go ball. And I think the rest of the time he can just run it. I don't know how he can be covered running this.
Jonathan Jones is out today. You're just going to watch the way he stays square. That's what you want to do as a corner. You want to stay square. As soon as he then makes Zach Ertz is out, where are they going to get the production from at that tight end position? Ben Sinnott makes a nice move on Javon Holland, gets inside of.
But this was not a gimme. Kobe Bryant, to his credit, held on here. Got a hand in there, and I think the ball got away from Mike Evans. Watch this. He has to take it back. Away.
Literally nowhere to go with him.
Bro, when Mike Evans made that catch, I was turned and I was like, oh, snap.
Every receiver covered up. Knox covered up. Scramble drill. Everyone's just trying to find a way.
Oh.
And Darius Slade down on the outside working against Hamilton, and that's been a good matchup all game long.
In all likelihood.
Now watch how this route works. Kind of at this point, he knows exactly, just got right to the sticks and then goes up.
So much good stuff. Watch Etienne. He was going in motion, sliding. That showed Lawrence it was man-to-man coverage.
Wide open.
And as soon as Lawrence saw it was man-to-man coverage.
Hutch in his third year.
Let's just run the slants. We're getting outside leverage. Anytime you get outside leverage, stick. Get back inside against the rookie corner. That's Johnson, and over across the field. He's got outside leverage, and you expecting some safety help here. You got that outside, tries to undercut it. Buda Baker there, doesn't get to the receiver, and like I said,
This is rookie Marcus Harris on Ricky Pearsall as they set him in motion, which typically gets you a softer coverage, but Ricky Pearsall, again, his speed, his ability to get it
So much better. Top of your screen, two receiver set. Myers in breaking route here. Wide open. Once again.
Two posts. Amon-Ra the outside one. Breaking out in front of Kobe Durant.
To Franklin today, the ball is going to be caught. That is the 6th
Good catch,
reception
boy.
on 6 targets.
That was a good
Jahmyr
catch.
Gibbs has played that role. This is just called a snow route. Go up, you can break.
You're going to see Coker run up on his toes, get outside, save some space on the sideline for the quarterback. And Bryce Young finds the Wi-Fi connection and airdrops a beaut.
The boot to the left, zone coverage. You're thinking it's going to be man. St. Brown finds the spot.
Right here. Mims is wide open. It looks like it's going to be a touchdown, and then out of nowhere.
And he paid the price for a 43-yarder. Steps on the toes of the corner. He gets past him. He's wide open. But here's where.
And what Devon Bailey does a great job up here is find the hole in the zone. Great receivers know when they're open, and they know how to stay open, not cover themselves. He sells the over, sits it down. Devon Bailey, we call this a dagger route. When you have a 6'5" receiver, you can throw it up to him. Watch how he goes up and high point.
Always worried about Ricky Pearsall's speed. And so here's Terrell Baker. You see that little acceleration there at the top of the route.
Holcomb playing that inside position, working up. You can see him press to the outside. Look at him turn around. Ronnie Hickman, ball's right there. Just can't
play earlier. The last time he hit Jackson Smith and Jigba in the middle of the field. Shaheed shows you what speed can do to a defense. Mekhi Blackman
wanted to do was to try and isolate some expanded wide receiver kind of routes against the safeties of the Dallas Cowboys. And it going to be short. And again, confidence in McCarthy and almost big plays back to the tight end. That has been his secret sauce the last couple of weeks. And here we go.
But you can see Valdez-Scantling, and he comes across. They've got a crossing route. They got man on the one side, zone on the other. And
the Lion, that thing was covered, and he threw it anyway. And I think that's been the difference the last couple of weeks with McCarthy. It's like, the heck with it, throw it.
Now you're going to come across in motion and reset, and here comes that run game again. You're down inside, and that's all it takes right there, right? Jerome Baker's got him in coverage, but just that little... Wow, what a great job by Shedeur Sanders right here. Just running down the middle of the field, that old Tampa 2. You can see T.J. Edwards trying to...
So you got to put a little something on this throw right there when you have 2 deep coverage, and you'll see it looks like CD. So sometimes safety cheats over that far. This guy's playing outside. It's just not there, right? At some point, I'm all for, and I've been preaching, throw it anyway. Right. But you have receivers on the outside, Pickens on the left side is going to go all the way deep and drag the safety Harrison Smith out of there, leaving that big void, and the lack of a pass rush, that release on that one. But the reason they're playing those slants so hard.
Yeah, and you kind of catch
that was good coverage.
Britzker coming up in coverage, and now you got that little rub right there. Really good play design, and the fact that Jaquan downfield, which is your forte. But how about the improvement of Alec Pierce in his career to do more than be a big play? He's really kind of gone after Harold Fannin a little bit too much today. You're making it kind of easy. That's definitely your security
field against this zone defense.
It was week 15. It's not the whole season. It was just week 15. I forgot to tell y'all that, even though y'all probably seen the title.
Able to hit Smith and Jigba running from the slot right there, and those are the challenges. Jonathan Edwards is aggressive up here because there's a safety over the top of him. That's probably got away with one of his trade.
If I'm coaching Seattle, I'm telling my defensive backs, cut your cushion
down. He definitely was.
I want you to be right in the chest of these receivers.
About Loa tonight, these are throws that we were kind of used to seeing there for a couple of years, Joe, when you're talking about his completion percentage and some of the things they were...
A lot of that same action comes off of the run looks. And you see right there, you got a guy, defender.
Good job by Waller as he's working the back line. Kyle Duggar is the guy who's going to try to pick him up. And as he turns to look for the ball and the quarterback, Waller going in this second half. Nice strong catch by Darren Waller. And he reads it perfectly as DK Metcalf is working the middle of the field. Aaron Rodgers never is looking at Ashton Davis. And Davis, who breaks on it, makes a great play, just not quite able to get there. And that's why I say a lot of times I think arm strength's way overrated.
Left this a little bit more inside. You're going to watch. He kind of middles him up to the backside of his body, and it allows Quincy Riley to come in and knock the football out. Great job by Riley, not giving up on.
It was really an excellent route combination here. Van Jefferson runs a post to clear it out. And Helm, you see a lot of teams doing this.
Dobbs actually had a little window. It needed to be thrown out.
Chris Olave out, and he's going to run a one-on-one route on a slant. Bang 8 style. Shuck, make sure he takes his eyes away. JC Horn.
Remember? Yeah,
Anything.
exactly.
For years, that streak ended not too long ago. But, man, that looked like a play that you would expect to see from Reed or Watson.
But he might have got away with a little bit of a hold. But that ball was thrown behind, came off down the field. Perfectly designed play. Should be a home run, but not when you go against Surtain. Wow.
And the run back, as you know,
Exceptional today, but this is just a zone defense. You got to hit in between the third level of defense. Field at such a high level. It looks like you got all that room there, but the guy in the middle of the field comes flying over.
To break that up, it's simply cover 2. This is called a hole shot. Stafford giving his receiver a chance. Double coverage Stafford, rolling right, and a great play by Anzalone. I think he does complete that.
What you wanted? No, you didn't. Mike Jackson here, we already told you, underappreciated corner, playing with physicality, puts his helmet right into the back.
Up the middle, but watch this, a little bit of a fade route from the inside slot receiver. Almost comes up with the interception after he tips it.
Yeah, so this is a simple bite route. You kind of sell the 7 route, you sit it down, and good timing and everything. That's what's
going to be first and goal at the 1.
Yeah, again, the ruling on the field was touchdown, and so any score gets reviewed upstairs. So obviously the ruling was a catch.
an important drive, but it was a short drive, that's for sure. 3 and out.
Green Bay does an exceptional job pass coverage here. Everyone's covered.
And you're going to see Austin push vertical, maintain his leverage, and break in. When you talk about these quarterbacks processing, they're not worried about who's in what spots a lot of times. They're just making plays. Yes, and you're going to see Vele's going to run this bang 8 that we call it. Look at all these guys that are at the line of scrimmage, creating massive holes behind them.
Last by the 49ers because they were already a Super Bowl contender and had that type of roster. You watch this throw to Kendrick Bourne. Good to see him getting back involved.
No look almost for no reason.
Reed went deep.
He had a chance, and you look at that on the sideline, and you come back. A lot of this is because the running back, it's actually not a running back, it's Mims in the backfield, flies out, and so you get the...
No better blocking team, especially on the perimeter, than the San Francisco 49ers. You watch DeMarcus Robinson right there, Ricky Pearsall.
That's a big boy, man. You
These
can't
guys,
take
not only do they dig out these safeties with tight splits in the run.
Dobbs comes out of his route. This is next level. This is how he's been playing. He does things other...
Round one-on-one, usually not the best route against man, and then Jameson Williams on the in-cut.
Yes, Devon Vele is here in the slot. He's pushing vertical, and he's going to run across. Watch how he climbs over the top of the down safety, gets around, and then goes flat to keep the quarterback safe on that throw. And here, you're going to see him running down the middle of the field on a big post. This is uncharacteristic of them. This is not how they typically like to target Tommy Tremble.
Tight end.
It's two things here. You see all these guys up at the line of scrimmage. It makes it harder for them to get out and make a play on those.
DK, it's Gunnar Helm. But the way that this offense can continue to grow and evolve is, the more. So as you watch Kevin Winston Jr. right here, he's their nickel on Jawan Jennings. Purdy has enough time here. Nice job by the offensive line.
Great hands, size, ability, and just at the catch point,
man.
they rely on him on key downs.
He low-key could have went. He got that out the way. He could have hit the ball.
It's a lot of zone coverage where they're just trying to keep a top on the offensive formation.
Man,
but also
boys
just
locked
with
up.
this last week, thrown deep to Brian Thomas Jr. But that is perfect coverage.
Well, look at Wilson coming off this back shoulder fade. I mean, Lassiter is all over him. You want to talk about sticky coverage? That's as sticky as it gets.
Inside of Travis Kelce on a corner route, able to get his head around and come up with the interception.
Darren James, man, come on,
It
man.
remains to be seen.
Nice hands catch there by Davis.
He starts out on the other side and then just works his way across the field. There's nobody there.
And for a defense,
and now the stat line's getting worse and worse for Cook.
Kind of just sailed this one, huh?
That's a really nice play by Antonio.
The first time today, Henley, his second pick of the season. And it is a big one, stopping the Chiefs.
Will Anderson on tight end. That's Trey McBride. This is how you do the job to make sure that that's not the guy that's going to be
for Mark Andrews to run a crossing route. And once they get, on the other side of the 40, 35-yard line.
The field, hold him out of the end zone again in a late first half drive.
Rope out to the left sideline that Worthy just on a comeback to you see him at the top of the screen. He catches it and uses the speed to burst inside, but then realizing
the ball, you knew he was going in motion. They got the top two guys, they run inside. Myers just breaks off of it, and Clark.
That they needed to limit yards after catch by Chase. Well, one way to do that.
It's the Jets defense on the ropes. Top of your screen, you'll see right in the middle, in-breaking route by both receivers. Brian Thomas.
This time, Marcus Mariota makes the throw. Deebo Samuel has to come back to the football. Nice play by Cordell Flott, making a play on the ball.
Tre'Davious White. What a grab. Just climbing the ladder and going up for it.
Terrell can do here. He's in phase, but where this football is thrown and the chemistry you have there with Baker Mayfield,
you might get a completion,
you might get a penalty, but if you get an interception, turns into a 49-yard punt.
Kenny, you can't play that any better. Aside from actually picking the ball off with one hand, look at that. That is gorgeous defense.
Yeah, that was nice.
Locked down Terry McLaurin on the outside, playing the ball better than Terry, to be very honest. And here's Tyrone Tracy, and you're going to watch the wheel route that he runs on Bobby Wagner. And that is how you expose the 10-time Pro Bowler Bobby Wagner.
Great rookie year, but the last few games has had some drops. People have been on him, maybe got into his head a little bit. But tonight we've seen him getting back to how he looked early in the
Okay, gotta give credit. You're watching one-on-one, and again, Hamilton, the backup, using his feet and your hand.
For Jalen Hurts to extend by moving off his spot, gives Goddard a chance to run into that open void cleared by Devontae Smith, and watch his eyes. Goddard was not going to down. Their last 5 possessions, it's been 3rd and 8, sack. 3rd and 13, completion short. 3rd and 7, incomplete.
Jeff Ulbrich plays a ton of man. Second most in the league. But this time out for 20, he's playing zone. He's just reading the eyes, and he fools Baker Mayfield. I think just a little movement like this from the inside.
I'm like, damn, why Bake threw that pass? Because he really had Chris Godwin, I think. Chris Godwin right here. He really had him.
Most in the league, but this time out for 20, he's playing zone.
Right there,
he's just reading the eyes, and he fools Baker Mayfield. I think just a little movement like this from the inside to the outside. Now he's got the matchup there against Kobe Bryant, who had inside leverage. So a very
back in 13-yard game.
Having a really good year, contract year, and they're playing a Tampa 2, meaning that linebacker clears out, opens it up nicely for Pitts there on that crosser.
Pissing me off that game. I ain't gonna lie. But if you enjoyed this video, man, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Come on, video you want to see next. We're gonna do just that, man. I'll see y'all next video.